When I started Amazon KDP in 2021, there were a lot of things that I did right. I did so many things right that in January of 2023, I was actually able to make over $67,000 selling my journals on Amazon. But if I was to start in 2023, I would do things a bit differently. And so in this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you a few things that I would do if I was to start Amazon KDP in 2023. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Shanice. I run a stationery shop called Shanice DK Designs, but on this YouTube channel, I actually talk all things business and marketing. If that is something that you are interested in, please hit the subscribe button and join this family of people simply trying to make money online. We'd love to have you. So as you heard in the intro, I actually got started on Amazon KDP in 2021, November of 2021 to be precise. So I only had about 2 months in 2021, and then my first full year on Amazon was 2022. In January of 2023, I was able to make over $67,000 selling my journals online. And so here in this video today, I'm going to walk you through a few things that I would do if I started Amazon KDP in 2023. This list is going to have 2 sections. So the first section, we're going to talk about things that I did and things that I would do again. And then in the second section, we're going to talk about things that I did not do that I would implement if I was to start off in 2023. So these 5 things are things that I would do again if I was to restart Amazon KDP in 2023. So number 1 on the list of things that I did previously and would do again is, of course, start a YouTube channel. Okay, so back in 2021, when I got started on Amazon KDP in November of 2021, I actually got started here on YouTube. I started off showing my face and also showing my KDP account, the books that I was making, how much I was making, and different things like that. But there are a number of creators here on YouTube who talk about their Amazon KDP journey and do not show their faces. So they just do screen recordings of their Amazon KDP account. They do screen recordings of the type of books that they're making, and they're making money here on YouTube creating that type of content. So that is something that I would recommend you to do. If you are getting started on Amazon KDP, I recommend also starting a YouTube channel and tracking that journey. This is going to serve as a piece of motivation for you, but on the back end, you can actually start earning some other types of income and be able to really diversify your income streams. So I 150% recommend starting a YouTube channel as you are starting your Amazon KDP account. And if you want a quick video on how to actually start off creating your first faceless YouTube channel, go ahead and click the link that is going to be up here in the cards, and you will see a full walkthrough of how you can get started on YouTube without showing your face. Number 2 on the list is that I would go ahead and create a website, create a brand, and I would go ahead and actually create an email funnel. You want to be getting those email addresses. With email addresses, you're able to quickly send out an email to your subscribers if you know there's a sale on your book, if you just launched a new book, different things like that. So I definitely recommend having an email list. It's much easier to grow your email list once you have a website. So I recommend using a site like Hostinger to create your first website. It's a low-cost way to start hosting websites. It's what I use for my personal websites. It's what I recommend to my clients. And as I said, you can get started with Hostinger for little to no money. In addition to that, Hostinger actually has AI, which means that you can create your website in minutes by using the Hostinger AI. So here's what I recommend. Go ahead in my description box and click the link. You're going to get 2 free months of Hostinger, and you can get started creating your own website. With your own website, not only are you going to be able to put on your email funnel, but you're also going to be able to start a blog, and you're able to take advantage of that next level income once you get started at that level. So that's what I recommend. That's what I did, and I definitely saw the success of doing that. So I'm recommending that to you, starting Amazon KDP in 2023. Number 3 on the list. So number 3 on the list is that I would start off in a niche that I'm passionate about. This is something that I did when I first got started on Amazon KDP, and not only was I able to be successful on Amazon KDP, but I was actually able to take that niche and start creating other stationery products that really made my brand successful. When you start off with something that you are passionate about, you're going to keep going because you're passionate about this product, you believe in the value that your product is offering, and it's just that little boost that wakes you up in the morning and says, hey, you know what? This is my purpose. This is what I'm doing. I enjoy doing this. And so you're going to keep going when times get rough. So how you're going to do this is that you're going to actually find that sweet spot between profitable and passionate. That's where you want to be. And it is out there. You just have to spend some time looking. Number 4 on the list is that I would start off with BookBolt. When I first got started on Amazon KDP, BookBolt was a tool that I used to get started. With BookBolt, not only are you able to create the interiors of your book, but you can actually create the covers of your book. Put all of that aside, the most important thing I find in BookBolt is keywords. Keywords, keywords, keywords. In my coaching sessions, my clients always struggle with keywords. People will have just like forgiveness or just like love or just like poems. They won't actually have any long tail keywords like poems for single mothers, poems about love for single dads. You know, something like that, a long tail keyword. People are searching for very specific things. And so with BookBolt, you're able to do that next level keyword research that's going to take you there. Here are some resources that I have for you. First, you're going to go ahead down in my description. You're going to click the link to BookBolt. You're going to get a free trial as well as a coupon code for 20% off should you want to sign up for the Pro. Up here in the cards, you're going to find a video that's going to walk you through how to use BookBolt to find profitable keywords for Amazon KDP. And the third resource I have for you is also going to be in my description, where you're going to find a link that you can use to book a coaching session with me. That's where we can have a one-on-one conversation about how you are able to transform your Amazon KDP journey. So I hope you find those resources helpful, and I hope that you take advantage of them. So now we're going to hop into the list of things that I didn't do, but I would do if I started Amazon KDP in 2023. The first thing I would do is I would actually use a website like Creative Fabrica to find graphics for the cover of my books. The reason I would do this is because a site like Creative Fabrica is going to allow you to diversify the book covers. So when you get on Amazon, your book does not just look like every other book, or you're not seeing graphics that you would see on any other book. So a site like Creative Fabrica, you're going to be able to download some really good graphics. Second to that, Creative Fabrica actually provides licenses for their graphics. So in the event that, hopefully this doesn't happen, but in the event that you need to show some type of proof that you have permission to use a particular item, you're able to log into Creative Fabrica and download that license and provide that to Amazon or anyone else who's requesting that. When I first started out, I actually started out using Canva, and there was this whole controversy with Canva and the products, and it was a lot. They did release some new information, but I personally feel like there's still not enough clarity around that. So I would try to find graphics elsewhere. If you're not into using a site like Creative Fabrica, of course, you can hop on somewhere like Fiverr or Upwork or something like that, and you can get a graphic designer to do the work for you. You can also find amazing graphic designers and artists on Instagram if that's something you're into, so that you can really have a brand that stands out. Of course, we are in the digital age, so there are lots of other AI tools that you can take advantage of if you want to get some unique graphics. And so that brings us into number 2 of things that I didn't do but I would do, which is I would take advantage of all the AI technology that's out there right now. So if you've never heard of Kittl is a platform that you're able to create graphics, and they do offer AI services as well. So you can type in a prompt and the AI will generate images for you. Canva Pro also offers you the opportunity to use AI. Also, I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of other online tools that allow you to take advantage of AI. As I mentioned, Hostinger, if you're going to host a website, also has an AI that you can take advantage of. And of course, we all know about ChatGPT, so that is also something that I would take advantage of. So the third thing I would do is I would actually experiment with different niches. When I started on Amazon KDP in 2021, pretty much all of my books were in the same niche. And so I would actually diversify that a bit more. So I would create activity books for kids. I would create coloring books for adults, coloring books for the elderly. I would just create a bunch of different books. And so with that, I'm able to see which areas are doing well, whether I can even go into scrapbooking or creating vision board books. I see people are doing that now. Like, there are a bunch of different niches that you can explore. And so I would spend some time exploring a lot of those niches. And so that leads us into our fourth one, which is actually to create different pen names and create different brands for those pen names. So what I'm saying here is, if you're creating coloring books for kids, I would make this a separate brand. If I'm going to create activity books for elderly, I'm going to make this a separate brand. And the good thing about these brands is that if you had signed up for Hostinger, you're actually able, once you get set up, to create a bunch of different websites for all of these brands. But of course, that is something that's going to take time and planning, but that's the route that I would take. I wouldn't just put all types of different varieties of books under one pen name. I would go ahead, test different niches using different pen names, and then take it a step further in creating different brands for all of those pen names. So that's what I would do, and that's what I recommend you to do as well. I think we're about at number 5 of things that I didn't do, but I would do. And so the fifth thing that I would do is I would actually spend some time going through the terms and conditions. I would spend some time learning instead of just jumping in head first. That is something that I did in 2021 when I got started. I literally jumped in head first, and I was kind of just learning along the way. This time around, I would actually spend a bit more time just being a bit more precise, learning a bit more about self-publishing before actually jumping in. Now, if you know my story, you know that my Amazon KDP account got terminated. They felt as though I had a category issue. And so with that, although a lot of times these things are not, they are outside of your control, because I've heard of people who, seemingly did everything right and their accounts still got terminated. So this is not to say that if you spend some more time learning that your account is just going to be safe forever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it would increase your chances of not making silly mistakes. And so I would spend some time learning. You can do that here on YouTube by listening to other people's experiences. I know for sure that is why I'm on here sharing my experience with you all, so that you're able to learn from my mistakes and also learn from my successes. So I would spend as much time as possible learning as much as possible. And so I guess the last thing I want to share with you all that I would do is I would actually create more medium to high content books. When I first started out, I created a lot of low content books. And although low content books made me the most money, I did make $67,000 selling a low content book. But I would create some more medium and high content book, because I feel like those would have a longer shelf life, as well as I would go ahead and purchase my own ISBN for those medium to high content books. That way I have a bit more control over it. So for my medium to high content books, I would not take the free KDP ISBN. What happens when you take that free ISBN is that if anything happens with your account, all of your hard work is gone. You literally have no control over anything that's going on with that free ISBN. But if you're creating medium to high content books and you purchase your own ISBN, at least you can go ahead and list those on Barnes & Noble, on Ingram Spark. You could even list it on Lulu. You can list it on a bunch of different websites, so that if Amazon does terminate your account, you have something else to fall back on. So that is what I would do if I was to create any medium or high content books. And so that is pretty much it for this list. I think I provided anywhere between 10 to 11 things that I either did or would do if I should start Amazon KDP in 2023. So that is pretty much it. That is my list of things that I would do if I was to start Amazon KDP in 2023. Now, as I did mention in the video, if you're looking to start Amazon KDP and you want some one-on-one support, you can click the link in my description and sign up for a coaching call with me. This is more of a brainstorming session. I've worked with my clients in finding keywords and just kind of doing some audits of what they already have, or just kind of talking out your business idea. I've been really loving these sessions, and I feel like my clients have really been loving these sessions as well. And I've had lots of people sign up again. Like I had a couple clients who they did one in July and then they signed up for in August. So they're like pre-putting that on their calendar. Listen, these sessions are simply amazing. And I'm not talking on myself. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm so great at business, but I am so great at business. I'm actually good at what I do, and my sessions are actually helpful and they're fun. I have such a light, fun, and airy personality, and we just be kikiing. Like we be talking like over time, like it's a whole situation. So if you want to go ahead and talk with me one-on-one about anything business, it doesn't have to be journals. Perhaps you want to sell sticky notes, or you want to sell notepads, or you want to sell t-shirts. Like whatever you want to talk about, I can talk about it with you. So go ahead, click the link in my description and tap into those coaching sessions. Of course, I am going to see you in my next video. Thanks as always for watching, and bye y'all.